Sir, como technical. Però più anni.
A very good morning to one and all present here.
Good morning.
On behalf of Department of Geography, Mohanlal Sukharia University, I welcome you all in this technical session on risk and disaster management. And the chair of the session is Professor Madhav Bavesh, and he'll be joining us soon. Some I request all other participants to kindly mute their mics. Okay. So the co-chair of the session is Dr. D.S. Chauhan. He's assistant professor at Department of Geography, Mohanlal Sukharia University. And I'll be moderating the session, myself, Urmi Sharma, assistant professor from the department. So till chairperson joins us, I request Dr. Chauhan to proceed with the session and kindly instruct the presenters about the duration of their presentation and other things. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Urmi. Welcome to presenter and best of luck. I think Urmi, we can proceed with the first presenter. We will 7 to 8 minutes give to the presenter.
Okay, sir. So I'll call upon the names if they are present in the session. The first presenter is Suraj Kumar Singh. I think Suraj is not here. The second one is P.R. Ilamati and Dr. V. Amayaran Ban. They're also not here. Next is the third presenter, Kin Mar Yi. Are they here or the group is here?
Yes, presented. Both my friends ready to present.
I think the third presenter is here and the paper is Environmental and Cultural Heritage Disaster Risk Management of Bagan Heritage Site, Myanmar. Muthan, kindly unmute your mic, please.
Now?
Yeah.
Now may I present now?
The volume is very low. Please check your audio. Please check your audio.
So can we start now?
Khin Yi, your volume is very low. Please check your audio.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay, go on.
Okay, let's start our presentation.
You start or I start?
Yes. A very good morning, IGU. Thank you because this time is 4 times participations for me in IGU conference. This work is our group work. And our presentation has 2 presenters. I'm Dr. Kimai, Professor, Geography Department, Yale University.
I'm Dr. Mumutan, professor and head from City University. Today, we would like to talk about environmental cultural heritage, disaster risk management in Bagan region. Our presentation has 6 parts. The first one is abstract, and then I will introduce, and then aim and objectives. Next is data and methods, and discussion and assessment, and the final is result and conclusion. Bagan is one of the most important regions in Myanmar. It is flourished as a Buddhist site and rich in many valuable Asian monuments. It is the most important origins of the traditional culture of Myanmar. Bagan has been approved for inclusion on UNESCO World Heritage on 6 July 2019. Current risk assessment of Bagan heritage sites includes 10 criteria. Now I want to introduce our presentation. Severe properties of a component is located on a bend in the Ayawari River. Ayeyarwady River is located in the central dry zone of Myanmar. Intangible attributes of the properties are reflected in Buddhist worship and merit-making activities, traditional cultural practice and farming. Bagan is a complex layer cultural landscape that also incorporates living communities and contemporary urban area. Risk management where we focus on law and institutional frameworks. The aim of the paper is to protect and to conserve the valuable cultural heritage of Bagan. The objectives are to share the knowledge of policy and laws of conservation, to examine the disaster risks of Bagan, and to keep safe and care for their all cultural heritage sites in Myanmar. Primary and secondary data are used. Description, explanation methods, and stress analysis are used. Bagan is living heritage, but having endured all forms of challenges for more than 1,000 of years. The Bagan cultural heritage sites cover 180 square kilometers in the alluvial floodplain of Myanmar Central Dry Zone. This is one important criteria. Now I want to discuss an assessment. Myanmar has 2 UNESCO heritage sites. The first one is Few Asian Cities. It is located in central Myanmar and in 2019. The next one is Bagan UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is included in 2019 as World Heritage Site. Sudden widespread threats to archaeological heritage. It suffers from many of the same risks that impact on other forms of heritage places. Our presentation and study is based on these 3 points of view: hazards identified by risk map, natural hazards identified, and natural hazards identified by cost C26. This is a disaster risk of Bagan area criteria. 10 criteria. The first one is earthquake impact and flood, fire impact, visitor impact, urban and rural development and tourism infrastructure. And then security is also important. Vegetation and vibration impacts, agricultural practice and insect and animal impacts are important criteria. Now, Dr. Khimayu will continue the presentation.
Now I will explain in detail the impacts of the disaster risks. First is earthquake. Bagan, located in an active earthquake zone, has suffered from many earthquakes over the ages, with over 400 recorded earthquakes between 1904 and 1975. Another one happened in 2016. The earthquake damaged many temples and pagodas. Next slide. So this photo shows before 1975 earthquake, after earthquake, and another one is the documents of 2060 after earthquake. Next slide. Flood is also impact architectural heritage. Bagan cover an area of about 45 square kilometers along the eastern bank of the Ayeyarwady River. Flooding tributaries usually occur 3 or more times during the monsoon season. Moreover, heavy rain disrupts the normal functioning of the site, transportation, cultural, and economic activities. Next slide. Fire is also embedded cultural heritage area. Bagan is located in the dry zone, and wildfire by year happen, and urban and forest fires are major threat in the dry season. Next slide. The Myanmar Tourism Master Plan 2020 has had a target of 77.5 million visitors by 2020, an increase of more than 7-fold from 2012. So Bagan is the largest tourist destination in the domestic and international visitor market. Next slide. Another one is urban and rural development and tourism infrastructure. Bagan stakeholders are aiming to preserve cultural heritage while boosting development and economic growth. The extent of the development pressure will be studied and monitored to relation to the growth of the urban and rural developments and tourism infrastructure. Next slide. So you can see in the pagodas are reached at in the hotels areas within the cultural heritage zone. For example, within the 18 hotel, There are 22 pagodas and temples. We can see that. Another one say other hotels and restaurants can see easily very closely with their temples and pagodas. So this is a table of pagodas and hotels at the near and very closely or within the hotels and restaurant area. Next slide. Next slide, please. So, the other impact is agricultural practice. The intensity of the agricultural land and mechanical growing may put the landscapes and the archaeological surface at risk, and larger animals such as the cows, goats, graze near the monument and can also damage the cultural heritage building. Next slide. Another one is a very important because of security concerning thief, looting, and vandalism. So this figure shows the security condition. So again, cultural heritage, and another one is insect animal. The whole picture destroyed because of insect animal. Next slide. So the vibration impact on the cultural heritage, you can see at the transportation system between the cultural heritage area, Bacan area.
Hello.
Another one is vegetation.
Finally got it. Finally.
Yes.
Okay.
Next slide. Next slide. So road penetrative masonry press can diminish the mechanical strength of the structure. Animal can also affect monuments and the archaeological area. Next slide. So the findings of our research can be seen two impacts, natural impacts and human impact. Next slide. So the assessment, so sub-analysis can show the natural impact and human impact according to their responses of local residents. Next slide. Now I will conclude my presentation. Our presentation, the world nation is its people, its cultural heritage, its environment, and its natural resources. The Constitution of Republic of the Union of Myanmar, adopted in 2008, sets a clear policy direction on the environmental conservation. As an article, one of the articles is the Union shall protect and conserve the natural environment. Another article described every citizen has a duty to assist the unions or carry out of the foreign matters. They are preservation and safeguarding of the cultural heritage, environmental conservation, striving for development of human resource, protection of preservation of the public property, and cultural heritage sites and natural heritage sites, cultural monuments and natural area stipulated under any existing law. And for the institutional management, a Bagan committee has been established for the protections and management of the property and buffer zones of Bagan heritage, including local development planning at the national level. Bagan regional committee and Bagan coordination committees are included in this management such responsibilities at regional level. Thank you so much for our presentation. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please send email and WhatsApp. So I will answer you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kinye. And I just want to inform you, everyone, that our chairperson, Professor Madhav Suresh, has joined us. I welcome you, sir. Hello. Sir, are you there? Okay. So I'll call upon the next presenter. We may take the question answers session in the next at the end of the session. So the second presenter is the fourth presenter, Supriyo Haldar, and he'll be talking on the effect of Amphan cyclone in West Bengal. Supriyo Haldar, are you there?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible. If you want to present your screen, you can share the presentation.
Sure option.
Okay, try to finish in 5 minutes.
Okay,
And then
okay.
we'll have a query session.
My slide is visible. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, your slide is visible.
My topic is effect of Amphan with
Just a minute, Supriyo. Professor Venkatesh sir, Madhav sir. Madhav sir, your mic is mute. Madhav sir, your mic is mute. Kindly unmute the mic.
Hello. Should I unmute?
Yes, sir. Please unmute the mic.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, audible, ma'am. Yes. Should
Okay,
I
sir.
unmute? Please.
Yes, sir. Well, I welcome you, sir.
Well, thank you, ma'am. Very kind of you.
And this is the second presentation going on, sir. And it is from Supriyo Haldar.
Okay,
He is
ma'am.
presenting on effect of Amphan cyclone in West Bengal, sir.
Please, ma'am. Please.
Okay, Supriyo, you may start the session.
Thank you.
hello.
Yes, Supriyo, please share the screen. Share your presentation.
Okay. I am Supriya Haldar, research scholar, Dr. C.V. Raman University. Today, my presentation is a survey of disaster understanding after effect of super cyclone Amphan and helping hand of social media. Super cyclone Amphan, pronounced for Umphan, over west central and adjoining its center Bay of Bengal moved north and northeastward with a speed of 14 km during 6 hours and late concentration 5:35 hour in 19 May 2020. It made landfall with unmeasurable mystery into May 2020 along the coast of West Bengal and the state of eastern part of India as well as Hatia Island of Bangladesh. The cyclone event to category of 3 hurricane category. There is strictly populated area in South Bengal and make landfall in coast across at sustainable wind speed 170 km per hour. The main object of my topic collect information related to humanity area effect of the cyclone affected district from the primary and secondary source to estimate the damage caused of super cyclone, provide an overview the assessment district in the state including the demographic and socio-economic profile and communication risks and to design the intervention plan and research out the most marginalized of this effect of cyclone. The methodology we deploy the survey on May 30, 2020. After the 10-day of cyclone, we choose wait 10 days after the cyclone due to the reason the internet connectivity of many people was disrupted by cyclone for several days and to allow people time to rescue their effect, and we collect data using our survey over during 2 weeks between 30 May to June 16. The total 1,000 participants response the survey. The main part of the my survey is mainly is response participates in male 58% and female 51% response, and age of the response participable in 20 to 30 year is 69%, and almost men participation in West Bengal is 85% people, and occupation of the our survey participation is 52% student, 22% is engineer, and teacher is 80%, and main district of this survey is Kolkata, North 24 PGS, South 24 PGS, and Howrah and Hooghly. Uh, the main damage of this area is tea uprooted, is almost tea uprooted all over the South Bengal part of the district, in mostly in Hooghly district 88.9%, and building damage is mostly happen in Hooghly district and Howrah district. Water logging problem face in Howrah district in 35%, and North 24 is 21%. Due drinking water problem face after the cyclone Amphan is
Mr.
40.
Supriyo,
Yes, sir.
please try to conclude it.
Achha, 44.5% is face problem, and the overall network of the effect of the mobile network provider of the Vodafone, Airtel, BSM is almost disrupted. Main disruption is Vodafone, and Geo is less disrupted, 52%, and overall the use of data is mobile is data use disruption in during Amphan is 89.9%. Broadband is almost 90%. After the Amphan, most people share their picture in WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The effect and how to affect of this area. The disruption is vastly affected in internet is almost say overall is 75% internet disruption. Most disruption in Hooghly, Howrah district, and phone network disruption is almost is Howrah, Hooghly, North 24 district, electronics, tree uprooted, drinking water, building, all are disruption in most of the district. The after the posting information of the Amphan, many people got information from social media. Some government gave data information the why when happen and how happen, how we affect, and many people are harmful information is shared in this area. Fake news is almost is 35% share, and political argument is share after the Amphan. um, the medium of the communication after the effect of Amphan is via government, SMS, phone is through is 31%, and TV news and or newspaper is 95%. People get communication, and via social media is almost is 60% communication. Total the authority contact the affected people of this area is almost 82 people died in South 24 PGS and Kolkata, and North 24 PGS in the effect of Amphan, mostly
Mr.
of
Supriyo,
three. Yes, sir.
please conclude it, please.
Okay, sir, just 1 minute. And receive harmful effect is 75%. So overall, the is overall we can say that the in this area of the South Bengal part is most time happen in this type of cyclone after Foni, Amphan, and Ayla. This type of cyclone in this part is happen. So my suggestion, the better preparation for future disaster and utility of social media post-disaster scenario, continue maintenance this area to increase reach of social media and advance the planning to employ more resource and facility tools and useful news of SM and improve this area. So we can say in this report we analysis the response and outline survey to get instant about the damage caused by super cyclone Amphan and its effect of people. We saw that our participation was severely affected by disruption, internet, phone, electricity, etc. We believe that this work will pay the way forward in better understanding of the impact the disaster like Amphan on general population and also help the build novel mechanism for authority to cope the after effects such type of disaster. Here some picture in this effect, and this is my reference. Thank you.
Thank you, Supriyo, for your presentation. It was a good presentation. Congratulations to you. Now the paper is open for question answer. If there is any query or suggestion from audience.
What is the actually preventive measures required to reduce the impact of the cyclonic storms in Bengal?
In Bengal is mostly disrupted because of this of political argument. Lot of people face problem in every year, but they are no proper shelter. They are not in pakka house. Lot of political leader. They are mainly they are focused in their money, not for people. So in this area, it is happen almost every year, and every time people affect and many people die in this effect.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
May I ask a small clarification? What is the role of social media towards the recovery process after the disaster?
Social media, we cannot communication every part of people in every district and every house of people we cannot survey. So we survey from some social media through questionnaire and some picture get from social media. So after the disaster like Amphan, we get most of the information from social media like Facebook, like WhatsApp, like some Instagram, etc.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Supriyo.
Okay.
Now
Okay,
I'll
madam.
call upon the next presenter, Nikhil Kumar and Manish Kumar Goel. They'll be presenting on assessment of temperature and precipitation extremes across India, past and future. Nikhil, I request you to share your presentation.
Yes, I'm just sharing it.
Okay, you have 5 minutes. Try to conclude your research in 5 minutes, and then we'll have question answer session.
Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So good morning, everyone. So my topic is the assessment of precipitation and temperature extremes across India in the past as well as in the future. What will happen in the 21st century? So as we know that there has been a rise in greenhouse gases in the past 150 years in the industrial era, and the CO2 levels right now are like are increasing, and they have crossed 400 ppm level. So, and because of those greenhouse gases, this climate is changing. and thus the statistics of weather, such as our precipitation, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, and other factors also, they are also changing with time. So with the change of these statistics, our climate extremes are also changing, like floods and droughts, they are changing. And because of these change in the climate extremes, there have been impacts on the hydrological cycle as well. Because as we know, as the temperature increases, the atmosphere can hold increase amount of moisture, and it will lead to the variability in the spatio-temporal aspects of the precipitation. So it impacts the hydrological cycle as well. So how the climate extremes are changing, as we know in the newspapers, like in recent events, as I quote that what happened in Hyderabad, in Chennai, and Mumbai floods. So, and the drought of Vidarbha region. So we are all very aware of it. And as a developing country in India, like it is a very disaster-prone country, and we are on the path of the development right now. And so we have to be prepared well in enough to combat these disasters. So this study, this was the motivation for carrying out this study. So this is the study area and the data. Study area was the whole India. These are 24 river basins of India, which have been classified by India WRS. And the data that we have used here is the precipitation data we got from India Meteorological Department, and the temperature data we got from Global Meteorological Forcing dataset for the past period. And for the future, we have used the 21 CMIMP 5 GCMs datasets. This is an XGDTP dataset provided by NASA. So we have used it in our analysis. So this is a technique, reliability ensemble averaging, that we have used for ensemble. As you can see that these are the 21 GCMs that we have used in our study. So using this technique, we have created an ensemble, and that we have used for our analysis. So how we have quantified these climate extremes here? We have used these climatic extreme indices that has been provided by various leading climate groups across the globe. So I will just explain what are they. So first of all, the CDD is consecutive dry days. So the maximum length of dry spell, that is like when the precipitation is less than 1 mm. Then consecutive wet days, and number of extreme heavy precipitation, and the total amount of extreme precipitation. So these are the precipitation in extreme indices. And the second table gives us the temperature extreme indices. That is, TXX is annual maximum day temperature, and TNN is annual minimum night temperature. TX90P are number of hot days and in a year, and TN90P are number of hot nights in a year. So based on these extreme indices, we have created this combination. We have also evaluated, apart from univariate analysis of these extreme indices, the mean trend analysis, we have also carried out a joint probabilistic analysis using a tool called Copula. And these were the many extreme combinations that were developed. So as you can see, these R20 and R95P, CWDO R95P, they infer to the occurrence of floods, and the R20, CTD, and other three, they refer to the occurrence of floods and drought. Similarly, on the temperature extreme indices front, these two extreme combinations were studied, and they represent the co-occurrence of hotter days and number of nights in a year. So this is the Coppola methodology. I will not go through this. So, so the objective of the studies are very clear: to evaluate univariate and joint probabilistic behavior of these climate extreme indices and develop spatial vulnerability maps for disasters such as floods, droughts, heat waves, and cold waves.
Mr. Nikhil,
Yes, sir.
please try to conclude it.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Please.
So I'll be showing my results now. Okay. The extreme heavy precipitation days, we found that there is a positive trend across the country in the future for extreme heavy precipitation days. And, for extreme precipitation, we also found that there has been a positive trend across the country in future. And for CWD, also similar trends were found. But the consecutive dry days, they tend to decrease in the future. And similarly, on the temperature indices, this TXX, that is annual maximum temperature, that shows a positive trend, a significant positive trend in the future. TNN also, it shows a similar positive trend. And TX90P, that is the number of hot days and the number of hot nights, they also showed a positive trend in the future. So after that, we have calculated the joint analysis also of these extremes. And what we found, to summarize, is that these extreme precipitation, they are increasing. As we can see, we have carried out the study in 24 river basins. So, and these are like different scenarios, RCP 4.5 and RCP 8.5. These are different scenarios under which the projections take place. And in a global climate model, 8.5 is an extreme scenario and 4.5 is moderate scenario. So as we can see that around 10 to 12 river basins are vulnerable for this kind of compound event. So after that, this CDD and CWD is there. So as we can see, this is about the temperature extremes. So in the left corner, as we can see, that this is a joint return period of the temperature extremes, and the change in joint return period is in the right side. So with the figure, like we can see that the joint return period is critically decreasing or decreasing in the future. So that means that the probability of co-occurrence of compound events, like the co-occurrence of the number of hot nights and hot days increasing in a year, will increase in the future. So these were the maps, and there are other analyses also that we have done for this study. And to summarize, that we found that R20 and R95, they are showing increasing trend in major segments of country in future, which is coherent with other studies also. And like other thing that we found is CDD follows a decreasing trend towards the end of the century. And the study is provide evidence that the temperature indices that we studied, TXS and TNX, TX90P, TN90P, and would increase in the future also. And along with that, like as the increase in hot days and hot nights, that was evident from the analysis, the probability of the co-occurrence of extreme number of hot days and nights in a single year will also increase in the future. And further, we found from the precipitation extreme analysis is that the regions which were less vulnerable, many regions which were less vulnerable towards these extremes, would become more vulnerable in the future. So these are my references, and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Can we go ahead?
Hello.
Hello, good to hear?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
With the permission of chair, just I want to give one suggestion to the presenter.
Yes.
It's a very good paper using state-of-the-art technology to predict
Yes.
the scenario. Just I want to give you a suggestion also.
Yes, sir.
If you take a time series analysis for 30 years, and we also written on a chapter for the book, forthcoming book on groundwater, which is
Yes,
going to
sir.
be published by Intech Open. I will share with you. I given my
Okay.
address in the chat box also. So we
Okay.
used fractional scaling analysis, wherein we can predict what is the future scenario of the rainfall and the temperature. Okay,
Yes, sir.
just want to share with you, and you
Yes,
can
sir.
also use such a modeling along with this the remote sensing technology. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
your
Thank
input.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning. This is Dr. Suraj. Sorry for joining late. I was the
Dr.
first
Suraj,
presenter.
you'll be called later on. I'll ask the chair if we have the time for the session. We are starting with other
Yeah,
presenter,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah,
next
ma'am.
presenter in is
Because I received the mail too late in my email ID. Just now I received a mail that
no.
there is.
I we have sent the link on WhatsApp group. So no worries. We'll see. And the next presenter is P. Surya Narayanan.
Yes, ma'am. T. Varadaraja Perumal available here.
Okay, you may please present your research work and kindly stick to the time limit. We have many presenters and we have to finish the session by 11:30. So try to finish the things in 5 minutes, please.
Okay, ma'am. Sure. So can you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So good morning to all. This is T. Varadaraja Perumal, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Sri Ramakrishna Engineering College. My paper title is Forest Fire Risk Zone Mapping from Satellite Image Using GIS for Kalakat Reserve Forest. So wildfire is an uncontrolled fire everyone know about. The introduction forest fire is nothing but fire in vegetation, forest, woodlands, and rangelands are a major and continuing threat to human life, health, and livelihoods, to economic development, and to the environment. And Food and Agriculture Organization global estimate of land area affected by the fire in 2000 was 350 million hectares, much of which was forest and woodland. The forest fire causes can be listed like human-made or natural causes. The natural causes are nothing but lightning while the rainy season, and our high atmospheric temperature or dryness due to the low humidity favorable to the circumstance fire to start. The vegetations are species are the vegetations are the forest in the large area, and the man-made causes are fire in past wind, the sources of like naked flame, cigarette or BD, electronic spark, or any source of ignition come to the contact with inflammable material. So these are the cases are comes under the man-made cases, and lightning and low humidity or high temperature cases are comes under the natural causes. So classification of forest fire, we have a 3 classes. So one is the natural or controlled forest fire. Another one is a forest fire caused to be the heat generated in the lighter or other biomass in summer through carelessness of the people. And third one is a forest fire purposely caused by the local inhabitants. So this is a categories of forest fire. And types of wildfire also available. So one is a crown fire. So top of the trees are catched by the fire due to the lightning during the rainy season. So another one is a surface fire. So much of debris are available in the forest now. So dry leaves are available now. So that fire catches in the surface. That fire comes under the surface fire. So the forest fire give us some biological environment impact to the biological environment. So one is a global warming. So another one is a respiratory problem to all the living organism, and ozone layer depletion. So these are the biological environment impact due to the forest fire. So most of the parameters are listed here to assess the forest fire. The first one is the topographical details of the forest. Second one is the vegetation type or fuel type. Third one is the human activities like road and settlement details. And the fourth one is the land use and land cover details. Fifth one is the climate data like wind speed, wind directions, and temperatures. So these are the parameters are priority parameter for assess the forest fire. So this is abstract. So from this abstract, you can easily understand. So using satellite image, we can delineate the boundary of the steady area, and we can delineate the NDV. So NDV is nothing but a normalized difference in vegetation index, and also we can delineate the road networks and settlement details from the satellite image. So these are the parameters easily get into the satellite image set, getting from the satellite image data, and after that giving a rank and a weightage, we can easily calculate the forest fire zone map for the particular area. So this is my steady area. So Kalakar Munandrai Tiger Reserve Forest simply it is mentioned that the KMTR, the 17th Tiger Reserve Forest in India, and state of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. It has consists of 2 states, and the total area of the Kalakad Reserve Forest is 895.39 square kilometer, and the lies between latitudes are 8 degree 20 minutes north to the 8 degree 55 minutes north, and between longitudes are 77 degree 10 minutes east to 77 degree 34 minutes east. So this is a steady area picture. So you can see the steady area here. It consists of 2 states in Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So the total steady area is 83958. Steady area is 89.539 square kilometer. So chosen parameter is digital elevation model. So digital elevation model, we can easily delineate the elevation data, slope data, and aspect data, and land use data. From that land use data, we can easily delineate the road and settlement data. From the vegetation details, NDV parameter will be calculated by using banding ratio. So NDV is nothing but normalized difference in vegetation index. So this is a methodology. So data collection, here 3 types of data are collected. So one is the Indian remote sensing P6 data. So from that data, we can easily delineate the boundary, roadmap, and settlement data. So Landsat data, you can use that band combinations. We can easily delineate the NDV parameter. So from that SRM dem data, we can easily delineate the elevation, slope, and aspect. So these are the parameters. So after that, giving a rank and weightage, we can easily calculate the fire risk zone map for the particular area. So, so the IRS data P6 and toposheet data are I got from Anna University Institute of Remote Sensing Data. So the SRDM DEM data and Landsat data are open source data, freely available in Global Cover Land Facility website and USGS website. And
I request the presenter to kindly conclude.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
you have
ma'am.
1 more minute.
Yes. So list 3 data sensor here used here. The resolution is 23.5 meter. This is a road network over the steady area. This is a settlement occupied in the steady areas. Here the 19 settlement details are available here. Here the different road types are available in the settlement area. So from that SRTM DEM data, this resolution is 30-meter resolution. Here you can calculate the elevation data and the slope data. So the elevation low is 56 meter and highest elevation is 1826 meter. Here the slope is 0 to 89.99% are available. So 89.99% means that 41 degrees highest degree in my study area. And this is the aspect, so direction of the slope. So this is the aspect map, and NDV maps are also calculated. So the high green, dark greens are indicate the high vegetations, and light shadows greens are indicate there is no vegetation. It may be a dry field or water or somewhere else, rock area like that. So using that band combinations, I calculate the NDV value. So near infrared minus red band divided by near infrared plus red band.
Please go to conclusion, please.
Yes.
That is conclusion very important, please.
Okay. So this is a weightage 7, 5, and 5, 7 and 3, 3 for the different parameters. So after that, reclassifications of this map. So finally, using this formula, I calculate the risk indexed value. So this is a final input, final output values. So that values are correlated in the Bhuvan website. So the similarity also matched in 76%. So this is my conclusion. So this is a useful tool for fire management in the forest, and it is a time consumption method also compared to the manual. So this is my conclusion. So these are the reference details I took. And if you have any queries or suggestions mean, kindly post to WhatsApp or mail me. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
With the permission of chair, can I ask some clarification?
Yes, sir.
Did you made any ground truth verification?
No, sir, I didn't make any ground truth verification because all the details are happened in and all the details are registered in Bhuvan websites. Na? So finally, I my verified result to the Bhuvan website, sir. I didn't made any ground truth verification.
Because the fire incident happened in the 3 levels. Okay.
Yes, sir.
One is the ground itself, grass.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes it will go up to the top layer also.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes it will be in the middle layer also. So
Yes,
unless we go to ground level verification, we cannot corroborate with our result. Anyway, this is a very good presentation. But
Thank you, sir.
next time, if you just keep
Yes,
in
sir.
mind,
Surely, sir.
you have a
Surely,
ground
I will add
verification.
your suggestions, sir. Thank you,
Yes.
sir. Thank you, sir.
And you can also you can corroborate with your photograph evidence also. Whatever
Okay, sir.
satellite image gives, that is different. But unless we go for field work, we cannot support the
Okay,
final
sir.
result. Okay. Anyway,
Thank
it's a
you,
very
sir.
good presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, I have one query.
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
audible. So this
Yes, sir.
forest fire, what you have mapped, whether the natural or anthropogenic factor, what are the factors are taken into consideration?
Sir, here I listed the parameters now. So first one is the ND way, normalized difference in vegetation index. So another one is the slope, and third one is the aspect, and fourth one is the elevation, and fifth one is the distance from road, and seventh one is the distance from settlement. These are the factors I chosen, sir.
So you have not taken as suggested, not any ground verification. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is about the satellite verification. So it is very much essential to correlate because many fires are due to anthropogenic factor, the natural factor.
Okay.
So these factors may not be able to make proper assessment of the area. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I will add our suggestions, sir.
Thank you very much. The next presenter is Bikash Chanda, Sandeep Biswas, and Mafizul Islam. They'll be presenting on locating suitable sites for rescue operation during disaster, a case study of Uttarkashi district. I request Bikash Chanda to share their presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm Bikash Chanda, student from Swastik Institute of GIS and Remote Sensing, New Delhi. I will be present my paper on the topic allocating suitable site during a disaster, a case study of Uttarkashi district, Uttarakhand. This research is collaborative work by me, Sandeep Biswas, and Mafizul Islam. So this is my content. As we all know, a disaster is a serious a disruption occurring over a short or long period of time that causes a lot of harm or damage that exceed the communities or society's efficiency to struggle using its own resources. Though often induced by nature, a disaster can have human origins. As Uttarkashi found the most disastrous prone area, as it lies in the main alpine Himalayan belt, which is one of the most earthquake-prone regions of the world. In Uttarkashi, landslide and floods are also found as a... Yes, sir.
Don't waste time on introduction and all thing. Go for your conclusion or major discussion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. We have used two different techniques in this paper: remote sensing and GIS. As GIS helps in visualizing the real world in the computer system, and remote sensing provides us the facility to get the data of any area without physically going there. So my objective is to find out the applicability of remote sensing and GIS techniques in allocating disaster vulnerable as well as safe sites in district Uttarkashi to find out the allocational characteristics as well as connectivity of a disaster prone site, and to find out the locational characteristics of the famous tourist places and its application. So I have made a slide as a virtual tourist places in Uttarkashi, Gangotri Temple, Sri Kashi Vishwanath Temple, Yamunotri Temple, and Adyara Bukyal. So as you can see, this is my study area, Uttarkashi. The basic and important informations are given below, as it lies in 30° to 31° north and 77° to 79° east, and it has a total area of 8,016 square kilometer. Here are some glimpses of disasters in Uttarkashi. The work started with the collection of data, as we are dealing with disasters of Uttarkashi. So we focused on earthquakes, landslide, and flash floods. The seismic data were downloaded from seismo.government.in, and the flash flood data were collected from Geology and Mining Unit, Uttarakhand. The landslide and village points allocations were taken with a mobile GPS. Roads data were downloaded from BBPIK as well as Diva GIS, and SRTM dam data were downloaded from WTKNS.com. In GIS environment phase, all these data were brought into the GIS software. The format of each data are converted to shapefile, and some pre-processing techniques like clip, merge, etc. were done to standardize the available data. In the analysis portion, both the vector as well as a raster analysis were done to offer the better outcome and the final output. So here are the findings. The present study area lies in one of the most fragile geological setup. The rock structure belongs to a Ramta group of rocks, which tends to be brittle and fragile. Moreover, it lies between the sensitive thrust zone of MCT and MBT. Thus, this area faces disasters like landslide and earthquake. It is also the origination point of major rivers of India. Due to this, this area also faces problems like flash flood. Thus, in this study, 3 of these disasters were taken together along with the allocation of villages and roads to allocate the vulnerable sites. So this is my vulnerable site map. Here you can clearly see the output shown that the vulnerable villages and sites from a disaster. These are the places where a disaster has stuck in past history. So this is my safe site map, and here the safe sites and villages were allocated. This is the locational characteristics of vulnerable sites with a given altitude, with some major roads and water bodies connecting vulnerable villages. And here the locational characteristics of safe sites with the same layers itself, and it connects safe villages, and these villages can be used as a rescue operation sites. Tourism is the main source of economy in Uttarkashi. After 2013 flash flood tragedy, the our district has seen a sharp decline in tourism. In the present work, an attempt was made to analyze the locational characteristic of the important tourist spots, but unfortunately it was found that most of the tourist spots are falling in vulnerable locations. So I would like to conclude the paper. Remote sensing and GIS techniques have proved to be the best tools and techniques for monitoring remote places like Uttarkashi. And these tools are very efficient in disaster-based studies, as it gives us the facility to overlap all the parameters of disasters and come to the perfect conclusion. Uttarkashi is well known for religion tourism, as it is the main source of economy of the for the local peoples. If a proper disaster plan cannot be drafted now, then the local economy have a serious setback itself. Thus, this area needs a proper disaster management plan. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vikas. Now the paper is open for question answer. If there is any query or suggestion from audience.
I have one query.
Yes, sir.
So, what is the lasting solution to save life and property, because this area is highly prone to earthquake disasters?
Yes, sir. Right, sir. Sir, actually, we are just finding out the vulnerable sites and the villages which are very prone to the disasters. We have used MCT and MBT thrust zones to calculate the vulnerable sites. For that, we have taken such parameters like landslides and earthquake and the flash flood zones, where the road connectivity road connectivity refers to the safe villages itself. So the main conclusion is to you can rescue from disaster to the safe villages I have shown in my presentation.
Yes, sir. Okay. Urmi, can we go ahead?
Yes, sir. So I'll call the next presenter, Dr. D. Panda and Dr. M. Devi. They'll be presenting on impact of tropical super cyclone Amphan of May 2020 in Balasore district of Odisha.
My slide is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning.
Sir,
And
you can
many thanks for the organizer.
keep it on slideshow, sir, so that it will be shown in full screen mode.
Okay.
Not yet, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So I want to talk about the impact of tropical cyclone Amphan of May 2020 in Balasore district, which occurred recently. My plan of discussion about tropical cyclones history briefly, about the district, about database methodology, supercell Amphan, its impact, and what is the conclusion suggestion. Tropical cyclones and their occurrence. Tropical cyclones develop over the tropical waters where the winds are light, high humidity, and the surface temperature is warm. A tropical cyclone develops from an initial incipient low pressure system over a period of few days existing over one tropical ocean with sea surface temperature exceeding 26 degrees centigrade. These conditions prevail in North Indian Ocean from pre-monsoon to post-monsoon season. It is a well-known fact that climatology that the cyclone storms occur prominently in the Indian seas during the pre-monsoon season, March to May, and the post-monsoon season, October to December. This is the period of cyclone storms. Maximum frequency is in the 2 months of October and November. That is very high frequency. Now the timing changed to pre-monsoon than post-monsoon. Nearly half the number of cyclones forming the Bay of Bengal have struck the east coastal of India. And then due to this, that is the high tides of coastal areas are affected. The cyclones weaken on entering the land. The storm surge, wind, gale wind, and heavy rainfall cause a lot of damage to life and properties. The east coast of India is one of the 6 most cyclone-prone areas in the world. The Odisha coast is highly vulnerable to cyclone storms in comparison to other eastern coastal states. It has been observed that the magnitude, intensity, and frequency of the cyclones are increasing in the recent past due to the impact of climate change. Due to the impact of the climate change, the cyclones are changing their direction, the life cycle, and magnitude, frequency, thus posing challenges to predict using modern forecasting technology. Even sometimes IMD also failed to accurately predict it. So about the Balasore district located, this the Balasore districts, India, Odisha. This part of the Balasore district is there at the northern coastal part. The 12 blocks and urban bodies 4 villages 3,000, population about 23 lakhs. So it is mostly coastal plain, western part slightly hilly, eastern Ghat. Otherwise, most of the rainfall occurs in southwest monsoon season. So database methodology, all these information are collected from the Special Relief Commissioner, which is under the State Disaster Management Authority, and IMD report about Amphan, its prediction, all these things. Flood invasion map is prepared by NRC. Print media statistical techniques are being used. So the history of cyclone storms affected Baleswar district. The 4 cyclones see that super cyclone, the severe cyclone 1990, and then Fani, then the Bulbul and Amphan. You see 2 cyclones are post-monsoon and 2 cyclones are pre-monsoon. Both are equally very devastating. Super cyclone Amphan, the super cyclone storm Amphan was the first super cyclone over Bay of Bengal after the Odisha super cyclone 19, where more than 20,000 people are killed. It originated as a low pressure area which occurs near the equator easterly wave over South Andaman Sea, adjoining South Bay of Bengal on 13th May. It concentrated into the depression over South Bay of Bengal, further intensified into deep depression, severe cyclone storm, extreme severe cyclone storm, and super cyclone storm, and moved northeast towards West Bengal, then Bangladesh. It crossed Sundarban in West Bengal during 3:30 to 5:30 hours Indian Standard Time on 20th May, with maximum sustained wind speed of 155 to 165 km and increased to 185 km per hour. Moving further northeastwards, it weakened into severe cyclone storms over Bangladesh. The impact of cyclone, you see the impact of cyclone, though it did not strike Odisha coast, but due to high wind speed and heavy rainfall, it affected coastal districts, like 10 coastal districts, mostly the Baleswar northern coastal is more affected. With it, you see that rainfall, about normal rainfall in the month of May, and in the 2 days, 20 and 21, the rainfall, see it is more than 100% of the month. You see the rainfall shows is there. This is the 10 coastal districts affected. Baleswar is coming second, about more than 100% rainfall it occurs. So therefore, most areas are flooded, crops are damaged, roads are breached. And rainfall that is in Baleswar district block-wise, it has shown that block-wise sometimes rainfall is more than 336. That is rainfall May 198. That is, it occurred normal rainfall. It occurs more than 200, 300 times. So that means the result of heavy floods. So this is the NRC prepared the map taking satellite imagery. So these areas the Baleswar have flooded. You see that this is the highly heavy rainfall occurred in 2 blocks of Baleswar district, Bogarai and Baliapal, this area. In terms of that is damages, villages affected, you see that number of villages also maximum in Baleswar district, about 95% villages, almost all districts is completely affected. Wind speed, you see that wind speed is more than 110 kilometers in the coastal part, because it projected more towards the Bay of Bengal than other part, depending upon the shape of the coastal region. So in terms of blocks, total 12 blocks affected, entire blocks are affected.
Dr. Damodar, please try to conclude.
That is out of 19.7 block, 12 blocks affected. Gram Panchayat 231, villages 2898, and wards 44, and urban locality 4 are affected. Achha. So this is about
Dr. Damodarji, you are requested to please conclude.
Yes,
please conclude, sir.
So this is a crop area affected, highest crop area.
Please conclude. Please conclude, sir.
Crop area affected. This is the this is the number of houses damaged, also equal number of houses damaged, more roads, public buildings, saline embankment due to high tides, and rural water supply damage due to this flood effect. And conclusion is that Baleswar district is one of the highly vulnerable districts to cyclone storms. The district was extensively fertile, coastal plain, agriculture developed, hence the crop loss is very high due to flood and storm wind. Rural houses are not resistant to storm winds, are easily damaged. Power communication was severely damaged, and the electric poles were weak to sustain force of the storm wind. Heavy rainfall and storm surge damaged roads and saline embankments. Due to timely and well-planned efforts, loss of life could be minimized as part of the zero casualty, because in India, Odisha is most advanced in terms of disaster management after super cyclone. So therefore, loss of life was 0, but in case of West Bengal, it is more than around 70 or 80. State government has proposed to develop cyclone resistant infrastructure as a long-term solution to minimize damage in future. That is impact of the cyclones. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And now the floor is open for discussion. We can take just one question.
With the permission of chair, can I ask only one question, please?
Sir, I request you. You are the chair only, sir.
I'm the chairperson.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, just now you are telling. Okay. Okay, sorry. We're extremely sorry. Okay. Sir, you mentioned that at the end of your conclusion, that super cyclone also damaged saline embankment. This is the first time I'm hearing saline embankment. What kind of a structure you have? I mean, the government has made a saline embankment. Can you explain on this?
Yes. And this is a common thing that what happens in the coastal area. Coastal area normally tidal waves enters into the paddy field or cultivable land when there is high tides there. So coastal people are very much affected. So therefore, embankment just like river embankment along the coast, saline embankment are being made up of the clay and mud like that. This prevents tides that enter into the field. Due to the storm surge 1 or 2 or 3 meters, these are some breach are being made. So therefore, water enters to the cultivable land, human that settlements like that. So these are breached and the subsequent these are repaired like that.
Because we seen in Netherlands. In Netherlands, they built a dike structure just like a China wall, very big one. So that's what I want to know what kind of structure you have made in this area. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Any suggestion, anything?
Okay, sir. Okay, now there is no time for the suggestion and all. Through email or some other means we can discuss.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
The next presenter is Dr. Dilip Pawar. He will be presenting on urban floods and its critical aspects. Please share your presentation, Dilip.
Hello, I hope my voice is audible.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay. Thank you. Well, I am Dilip Pawar, Assistant Professor of History, working at Government College, Nagaur, Rajasthan.
Dilip ji, you can share your presentation also.
Yeah, sure. No, I don't have my presentation. I would be speaking about my paper.
Okay, sir. Go on.
Well, my topic is urban floods and its critical aspect. Recently, we have witnessed many flood-like situations in cities like Delhi, Mumbai, and Chennai. So it has become a very frequent disasters in India. I would like to unearth the causes. Unearth the causes behind these floods. For example, we have floods kind of situation in urban areas and rural areas also. But in case of rural areas, most of the cases, the underlying causes is the increase in the river level, which leads to a flood kind of situation. For example, often the embankments near the river, it gets broken and a flood-like situation occurs. But in case of urban area, it is mainly because of the poor drainage pattern or structure. That's why the flood occurs in urban areas. Now moving on, the first reason why the flood occurs in urban area is that the drainage pattern or the drainage structure gets choked, the dirt gets stuck inside the drainage pattern and the stream gets blocked. So it is the main reason why the flood occurs in the urban area. Another thing is that the concrete structures have increased over a period of time in cities. So it stops the seepage of the water downwards. Water cannot percolate downwards. That's why it is another reason for urban floods. And another reason is that the land activities which have increased enormously in cities. So it creates some sort of heat effect inside the city. So a lot of heat gets trapped inside the city and it leads to even more rain in the urban area. And another point is that the poor planning in the urban area. The main point is that the haphazard development has taken place in the cities. A lot of houses and structures have been constructed on the downstream or the river channels or the floodplains. So that's why it obstructs the water flow during the flood and it leads to flood kind of situation. And another thing is the illegal encroachment in the natural stream, which I already mentioned. And apart from that, the structure of the sewage is pretty old in the cities. It was created some 30-40 years back, but now the size of the city has increased and also the population of the city has increased enormously. So the structure of the sewage is not in proportion to the current requirement, which can stop the flow of water during the flood. And apart from that, there are some federal issues also why the case of floods become worsened. For example, Delhi government often alleges that Haryana government all of a sudden releases the water in the Yamuna river. So it may create a flood-like situation in Delhi. So federal region is also responsible for this. There is lack of coordination between various states. And let us come to the impact part. For example, in recent floods took place in Assam. And the thing is that the corona related equipment and PPE kits and tools got flooded in the flood water. So it may have increased the chances of corona infection to other people also. So there's urgent need to, to control the flood-like situation in cities. And apart from that, I would like to mention about certain examples, the solutions. For example, in Telangana, Mission Kakatiya was launched, and under it, the Kakatiya Lake was restored in Telangana. So it led to availability of more water, and also the source of water was provided for the flood water. And apart from that, in Hyderabad, there was another scheme which was launched, which is known as Sustainable Hydraulic Model, which was adopted in Hyderabad. It integrated 6 sources of water to cater to the needs of underdeveloped areas of city. And apart from that, in Bangalore, we have seen Kundala Halli Lake, which was restored through means of CSR, corporate responsibility, and public project partnership. And apart from that, the last example which I'm giving is that Hyderabad, Kaleshwaram lift irrigation scheme, which was launched in Hyderabad, and it uplifted water through pumps, and so that the amount of water got increased. These are the solutions which I found examples. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please try to conclude it.
Yeah. In conclusion, I would like to say only one thing. We have lot of problem and crime kind of problem in many cities. But the thing is that this problem is very, very visible. So the focus of the government is more here. But if we talk about environmental degradation issue, such issues are more invisible. So the focus of the government is very less here. But in course of time, such disasters do take place, in enormous proportions. So we have to give equal weightage to the concerns which are happening in front of us. And with this, I would like to end my presentation. I have tried my level best to finish my presentation within the time limit which was provided. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dilip. Since time is very short, just want to pose 2 questions. You mentioned that due to water percolation, it may lead to urban flood. That is not a correct statement. Normally, urban flood takes place due to the concrete jungle.
No.
Where there is water percolation not available, that area may cause the pollution. One. Number two, you said the government is responsible for taking care of all kind of a mitigation process. But we are the government. We are the person. We are governing our on our own. Okay. So what is our citizen role as individual or a group or a society? So if you give a concrete solution, probably then we can blame the government. So without as individual you or a group of people like us as a planner or a geographer or a scientific group, we are not given anything to the government. Government may not take on its own. So it is a role of individual and the group initiation. So we should not blame any type of government, respect of state or central government. So that is my opinion on your presentation. Thank you.
Can I say something? Thank you for asking such long question. What I say is that I was talking about the lack of coordination between various states. It is always an issue in enhancing the problem. And apart from that, because of the concrete structure, water cannot go downwards, it stays upward. And that's why it creates flood-like situation. More and more concrete structures will come up in cities. So that's why it also reduces the amount of groundwater also. So there are double problem which we are facing of the flood and also, scarce groundwater kind of situation in cities.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dilip. Thank you.
Thank you. And our next presenter is Dr. Sabiha Khan. She'll be presenting on analysis of shortest path in existing road network using Dijkstra's algorithm, a case study of Udaipur city.
Good morning to all. The topic, I am not presenting through my PPT because I am conducting somewhere a session. So I am taking only 2 minutes. Topic of my paper is analysis of shortest path in existing road network using Dijkstra algorithm, a case study of Udaipur city. As we know, we studied network or network analysis in transport geography to find the shortest path or to find the maximum most accessible node and most accessibility and connectivity in the graph network. So here I am using Dijkstra algorithm. First of all, I am tell you that we prior we used symbol index to calculate the shortest path matrix in which we use only number of arcs and count the number of arcs between a pair of nodes. But in this algorithm, I used weighted graph in which we calculate the distance between a pair of node. By using this algorithm, I found there is a difference between the hierarchy of nodes. The hierarchy of nodes is changed. So I think Dijkstra algorithm is good to use for calculate or analyze the shortest path. It will provide the better knowledge, better things about the most accessible and most connectivity of the network, which is very useful for the travelers to find out the shortest distance and for because of to save the time and transport cost and etc. Thank you so much.
The paper is open for question answer. If any query or observation.
Yeah, this is Dr. Suraj. I want to present. I have not been allotted any time. Nobody has called me. I am been waiting since morning.
Please wait, sir. They will call you back.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sabia. Our next presenter, with the permission of the chair, sir, we have two presenters, Dr. Suraj Kumar Singh and Dr. P.R. Ilamathi, sir. They joined us late, very late. So, sir, if with your permission, we can give them.
Sure, we can allow them. Let them restrict to only 5 minutes. Let them directly go to result discussion because they're giving all unnecessarily the introduction. It consumes a lot of time. Please.
Okay,
you
sir.
advise them.
It's a request, sir. Actually, we have another technical session on 11:45, and
please speed
up. Yeah, sir.
Please.
So if we can just ask for the conclusions of the research.
Yeah, please. Yeah, absolutely, no problem, no issues.
Thank you very much, sir.
Please.
I'll call now Dr. Suraj to present his work.
Please.
Dr. Suraj, kindly conclude your work.
Yeah, I'll conclude. You see, if you want me to speak, then I can speak. If you want directly, I should conclude, then so it's fine. I can directly conclude.
Please go to conclusion because it's running short of time, please. Please understand.
So the conclusion is application of remote sensing in water logging, canal commands, area demarcation and management. I've used this technology I wanted to show, but because of lack of time, this is all. I'll say what I can say. I cannot, because I've not been allowed to present. So what to do? What to show them?
Result discussion. You can go directly result discussion, please.
You see, I've spent 30 minutes or 40 minutes for a presentation. At least 2 minutes should be allowed.
Yeah.
On a Sunday, I'm coming. I'm sitting for 1 hour.
Sure.
That is not a way of organizing.
We
do organize.
Yeah, it is all teamwork.
Yeah,
Suraj, decent teamwork. It's your conference. It's not my own conference. It's your conference, please.
But at least I must be given some time to speak. So what I have taken a satellite image of multi-temporal dates from 1975 to 2008. Thereafter, we have applied various classification techniques, and then we demarcated the water logging and flood hazard zones. And then on the basis of that, we created a composite water logging hazard map. In order to understand the flood dynamics in the northern Bihar plain, where we have taken 30 years data of the flood dynamics, and on the basis of this flood and water logging map, we created a geohazard map. And whenever you comes to a flood hazard, the risk increases when you incorporate the vulnerability analysis. In order to create the vulnerability analysis, we have taken various factors like population density, sex ratio, cultivators, agricultural labors, children below the age of 6, because these are those population of the society. In case there is a flood and water logging hazards, they will be highly vulnerable to those kinds of risk. That's why we have prepared a district level risk map, where the each and every districts of Bihar can be, we have given to the district administrator and the Bihar government, that which are the districts and which are the areas in Bihar which are highly prone to this waterlogging and flood hazards in the Bihar plain. Apart from that, we had also did a study on the problem of wetlands in northern Bihar plain. So we have taken a satellite image. We created a pre and post flood disaster. Basically, each and every year there is a flood dynamics in Indo-Gangetic plain, but we generally concentrate on the Indian political boundary. But if you want to do or study any river dynamics, it's of international significance. So you can see that all the rivers that do originate in Bihar are originating from China, Tibetan Plateau, and their upland ratio is near about 5 times bigger than the lowland ratio. So until unless if you are not comparing it with the upland plain ratio, the catchment characteristics, the drainage characteristics, and you are concentrating enough only on the Indian political boundary, so the problem cannot be solved, because the river is a regional structure. In the same way, we have taken TRM data, tropical rainfall measurement data, which is a on the basis of moisture content, it detects the rainfall category. So we concluded that the areas which are having a high rainfall are the areas which have got high wetlands and high flooded area. Apart from that, we created a geomorphological map, and we overlaid that on the various groundwater table data. What are the pre and post monsoon season water level in that area, and then we yeah, finally in 30 minutes I'll conclude ki we not only we took the natural parameters into consideration for any kinds of disaster management, we have also taken the anthropogenic factors like roads, canal, all the anthropogenic features were overlaid, and then we finally concluded that the problems of flooding and waterlogging in the northern Bihar plant is a consecutive and a cumulative factor of both the man-made and the natural factors. And this is the my conclusion. Thanks a lot for being patient.
Thank you very much, Suraj. The next presenter is PR Ilamati.
Yes, ma'am.
PR Ilamati.
I'm here.
Yeah, wait. I'll stop sharing my screen. Please, wait.
She'll be presenting on drought assessment mapping for Madurai district using GIS. Ilamati, you are just.
Can I share my slide? Can I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you can share slide. Directly go to result discussion and the conclusion. Just 5 minutes left because the next
Okay,
session is
sir,
going to be
sure.
start. Okay,
Sure,
ma.
sir.
Thank you. Sorry.
It's okay, sir. Sure. Is it visible?
Yes, visible.
Yes, sir. I'm going to explain about drought assessment mapping for Madurai district using with GIS. And as we know that food security is one of the goals in sustainable development goals. However, drought condition is one of the major factor which have influence on the drought and crop production. So based on disaster management processes, before the steps of mitigation or disaster management, we have to examine what are the places may get examined, affected about in drought, as well as where are the vulnerable zones have located. So that I have chosen for a taluk wise maps. Wait a minute, sir. And in India, according to the Indian Meteorological Department, over an area is defined as a situation when the seasonal rainfall received over
Madam,
the area.
please don't read all those things. Basic things everybody knows. Kindly go to result and the discussion and the conclusion, please.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Time illama, there's no time. Please.
Yes, sir.
Start.
I have examined two variables on this temperature and rainfall, and I have shown about rainfall variation because I have chosen three years, 2010 to 13, because I have examined 35 years for rainfall data. Among that, these three years have a biggest variation in rainfall anomaly. So that I have chosen that, and this based on this temporal differentiation, I will explain about taluk-wise differentiation into. You can see that 2010, the taluk in above northern corner of the district border the Melur taluks have a highest rainfall data. It's around 1070 millimeter. But in 2012, it will show that Melur have a very lowest rainfall anomaly. Same like the Pereyur.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. We are really delaying for the next session. We have to start.
Please go to conclusion, ma. Please conclusion. Time illa, please.
So that these three maps showing the different temporal changes among the taluk wise changes. As we know that think globally and act locally, so the policy makers have to analyze this GIS based mapping for this future policy making. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma. Thank you. Extremely sorry for the time constraint. Please. Thank you. Understand. So I thank the organizer for giving me an opportunity to share the session, because around 10 o'clock only I came to know. Otherwise, I would have started. My technical person helped me before take up the share session. I thank everybody, and a particular Professor R.B. Singh, who has proposed my name to be associated with this IG conference. I thank the presenters as well as the organizers, particularly the technical share, my fellow member was helping me to how to get you into the Zoom since I had some technical problem. I thank you so much. I wish you all the best, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of Department of Geography, I thank all the presenters and congratulate all the presenters. And I thank Dr. D.S. Chauhan also for co-chairing the session. Thank you for joining with us. Have a great day.
Very kind of you. Thank you.
Thank you.